get my notes and everything. Your boy that had to step up the game and all that. Running a little bit behind. Hope everybody's out there having a fantastic Saturday, man. Shout out to everybody out there having a fantastic Saturday, man. We got a good show going on today. It is no longer Thursday night games. Let me get that fixed. It is Truckin Chubbzy's fans' point of view. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We up in here. Oh, man. Such a beautiful day, man. Football was good today so far, man. Shout out to everybody balling right now, man. Let me get my lips right, man. On camera, man. Can't be out here with no ashy lips and all that good. And you know what I mean? Get them drums right real quick. So, man, today was a good day. Good day. Got to watch my little man play some basketball today. I became a first-time little league assistant today, so that's good too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. I don't know what's going on with my Facebook, guys, but hopefully everything's all good up on that. Yes, sir. I'm all good up on all platforms right now. I just had to make sure. What's going on out there, everybody? I hope y'all having a wonderful day. Make sure you liking and you sharing the stream. We gonna get up into it real quick. We gonna get up into it. You know how I am. You know how it is out here. I get this pulled up real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'll get the copyright and all that pulled up, and then we'll get the show going. So make sure you liking, you sharing the stream out there. I see y'all out there. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, man. So, a little bit about today. So, for me, I just became a little league basketball assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? That's good. Saying that, you know what I mean? Still learning that sport. My little man, my baby boy, my youngest, he loves basketball. And, I'm doing it a lot for him. It's all for him, really. You know what I'm saying? Because, I got into the sport, but I really don't know so much. So I'm learning with him, which makes it even better. You know what I mean? The whole thing. It makes the whole thing that much better and sweeter. The fact that I'm learning it with him and as he's going. So make sure y'all liking, y'all sharing the stream, man. Get up in there. Make sure y'all are liking and sharing the stream with everybody up out there. Because we getting up into it. So, start the show off, man. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute. Might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, personal use. Tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's go. Y'all ready? Put out one. Let's get it. Okay. Some of the college football games today, you know what I mean, with some upsets. I did call one. I did call the Clemson and Notre Dame game. There's some other ones going on right now. I advise you to watch my midweek college football show. If you didn't catch that, make sure you catch that midweek for college football show. Go back and watch that, because some of these games I predicted, and I want y'all to catch up on that. Shout out to everybody that's up in here. Make sure y'all liking and y'all sharing the stream. Go ahead. I don't care if you don't watch it. Put your phone on the side. Let's be like, man, let me bark out with my boy Chubbs real quick for a quick sec. All right. Let's keep it going. So, as y'all know, I ain't driving no more. I'm not a truck driving. The company went bankrupt. But, hey, look, you might catch me. I might be up on your porch real quick with a little Amazon delivery or something. You can hit the line like, yo, Chubbs, and my package come in, because that's what I'll be doing. Besides this, that's what I'll be doing. And I love it because it's giving me a little bit more time to put into my content creation to help this business go further. You know what I'm saying? And then has more time with the family, and I'm bringing in some income, so the wife can't be complaining because they're bringing in some change. You feel me? You did? Okay, gotta keep that cash flow, man. No matter what you gotta get, you gotta do it. You hear me? Get that money out there, people. All right. So the Rose Bowl robbery, I spoke on it earlier. I don't know if everybody caught my video But I wanted to talk about it again, give y'all a little bit of more insight on what happened. So for those who did not see my video and don't know what happened at the Rose Bowl, and while I'm calling it the Rose Bowl robbery, UCLA versus Colorado. Colorado and UCLA's locker rooms were allegedly broke into. I don't know how that happened at a stadium that's supposed to be secure and everything, but it happened. All right, it just did. It happened, and look, Deion Sanders, a couple people online talk about they shouldn't have had jewelry. So Coach Prime said, that's like saying somebody shouldn't have a car in their driveway. Well, you know what I mean? Everybody gonna say what they want to say. The kids are blessed. They have enough money to buy $100,000 chains or whatever they want to buy. And I think that's cool. You know what I mean? I just think that the coaches slipped up when they didn't get the boys the insurance on their chains. They should have had some kind of insurance on that jewelry, coming in boxes, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or a couple of bands on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that it don't even matter to me. VVS, Moissanite, whatever you want to rock, you rocking it. You know what I mean? Don't matter to me. As long as it look good, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to jump on that real quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend too much time talking about the Rose Bowl robbery or whatever, because I already spoke on it. So I'm gonna just keep it moving. Make sure y'all liking and y'all is sharing the stream, people out there. Let's get it. Let's get these numbers up. Support your boy Chubbs. You feel me? Yo, so there was a change in the play calling in Colorado, and I'm talking about this before I get into these NFL games. It's important. Pat Shurmur, he was the ex-coach for I believe the New York Giants and the Broncos, and he is now on the Colorado University staff. He is replacing my man Sean Lewis. Coach Prime just ain't got no patience, you know what I'm saying? And that's real, and he keeps it real with everybody around the organization, and therefore you got to respect that when somebody is being straightforward with you, when they're not beating around the bush, and when they're not lying to you about anything. You know what I'm saying? They want to win, and they want to win now. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that they're going to be able to keep up with the plans that he has going forward for his football team. They have to win now for everything to work, for the revenue to come in, for the NIL sponsors, for the other sponsors that might come that's not NIL, for other things that come their way. They have to win. You know what I mean? The more you win, the more notoriety you get. I'm sure everybody could agree with that, right? So I believe he made this change, and the change for Pat Shurmur and Sean Lewis, I just want to ask y'all, is the change, is it for a flop or is it a fix? Do you think it's going to work, or do you think it's going to flop? You know what I mean? Like me personally, I think it's a fix. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I think it's a fix, because obviously he's seen something that needed to change. Pat Shurmur, he's seen something that needed to change. There was a little bit of a chemistry issue with Sean Lewis and Shedeur, and maybe because Sean Lewis is not, they just got to learn each other. It's their first year around each other. It's not like they spent, the whole entire offseason together, you know what I'm saying, like they should have, because he was trying to work on playbooks and new plays and putting the right personnel in places. So, they didn't really have time to form a connection and an understanding with each other. But moving forward, I think that that's what Pat Shurmur is in there for. No, this is not said out in the media. Nobody has, actually said what I'm saying. I'm just saying, for me, what I'm thinking, and Coach Prime having a personality that he is and the person that he is, I believe that Pat Shurmur is just in there to more or less mentor Sean Lewis, to show him like, look, this is going to work. This ain't going to work. This is how you do this. Because everybody can learn, right? We're never too old to learn. We're never too set. Even the best have to be taught. You know what I'm saying? You can always be better. You know what I'm saying? You can always be better. Sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think this is what that case is, because I don't think that they're going to get rid of Sean Lewis. A lot of people said it. No, I don't think he's going nowhere. I just think that he brought somebody in to show Sean Lewis, like, look, this is how you handle him. This is how you run this. This is how this goes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to read too much into that. And there's no drama there, because there's no drama around Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? He don't talk about nothing. He straightforward, so he avoids drama that way by being straightforward. And I believe that's how you do it. By being honest is how you are supposed to be able to avoid drama. A lot of new people, and the way people are now is different, but that's the way you got to be, right? Be honest and upfront with your answers and what you have to say to people, and it should work out for the better. You know what I mean? It should. It should. I'm gonna check it real quick with y'all. Get up with y'all real quick. Okay. So we up in here. Yes, we are. So targeting versus helmet to helmet, right? Now this is an issue, right? Because I'm sitting there watching the Georgia versus Mizzou game, and before I got on, and I seen a hit, and I'm like, wow, that was like almost identical of what Shiloh did last week. And Shiloh talked about a little bit in the interview. He did say, like, sometimes they call in, sometimes they don't. Well, clearly I just seen that in the Georgia versus Mizzou game. He got hit and he used his helmet. Even though he went with a shoulder, the helmet still hit the dude's face mask, and he went down. And then I think it's not right the way that these refs are calling it. You know what I'm saying? The way that they're calling it. And it's like almost they're using it for advantage. That's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Especially when us fans are watching the game. When us fans are watching the game and our favorite team, and somebody gets pulled out for a hard hit, and you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? It almost seems like it's a setup. And I totally get that, because there is a huge difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? And I always use it for reference because it just happened this year. What happened to Travis Hunter with the safety from Colorado State University, that was targeting. He meant to hit Travis. He was going for Travis to, inflict pain upon Travis. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that hit, and then helmet to helmet can happen accidentally. And just like we saw, if you didn't see the Shiloh film, I advise you to go back and watch one of my videos on helmet to helmet and targeting, because I put the video in there. He led with his shoulder. He did not mean to hit him with his helmet. You know what I mean? He led with shoulder first, the helmet, he caught his helmet, he didn't even mean to. He didn't even feel it. And you can tell by watching it, he didn't feel, helmet to helmet contact. He thought he got him with all shoulder. And these refs really gotta get these calls right, because someone being ejected out of the game versus a 15-yard penalty is huge. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take the 15-yard penalty, helmet to helmet, for that, rather than sit there and get a targeting penalty, because a lot of these players aren't doing that, especially when these big defensive linemen are running into the quarterback with, they're 60 plus pounds moving. It's hard for them to just stop on a dime. You know what I mean? And they're moving forward, and sometimes they hit you hit their head with the other quarterback, and now it's targeting. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And they need to really get that call right. Go into more depth of the difference of it, because there's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? Targeting is just what this looks like, a target. You are meaning to hit a target. You know what I mean? And then helmet to helmet could be accidental, and sometimes it could be, but nobody wants to hit helmet to helmet no more, man. We ain't back in the 90s, early 2000s. We ain't doing that, man. Getting headaches, can't see, like, nobody's built like that no more. Nobody really be trying to bang helmets. Like, they on a total, these workouts these athletes is on, they're faster, they're stronger. Like, man, no way. Ain't nobody trying to do that. I don't think so anyway. But we're gonna keep it moving on to the next subject, because I got a lot to go through today, y'all. Like, look, I broke down stats for y'all today and everything, so we gonna get into it though, but I'm gonna keep it moving. So the first game I got, right, is the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. This is going to be a morning game, right? Let me get this. I got to get my other mouse, you know what I'm saying? Got to get the other mouse up out of here, because I got to get this right, you know what I mean? Got to get these stats pulled up here for y'all. So Tua Tagovailoa, right? Tua. So Tua leads the NFL in passing yards right now, y'all. 2,416 yards. He's averaging about 302 yards per game. He got 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He been sacked 11 times. He got a QB rating of 68. He got an overall rating of 108. So that's what Tua. So when you're looking at his receivers, the leading receiver, of course, everybody knows that, Tyreek Hill. 61 receptions. He got 87 targets. He has 1,014 yards, 8 touchdowns. He has 127 yards after the catch. Now that's crazy. Like, and he's averaging about 110 a game. He got no fumbles. He got 45 first downs. You're looking at Raheem Mostert, the running back. 97 attempts, 520 yards. Crazy work. Averaging 6 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns, 65 yards a game he's averaging. He got 1 fumble and he lost it, so that counts. You know, them stats count. And he got 28 first downs. Now, I'm going to get into the Chiefs real quick. I'm going to get into the Chiefs, okay? When you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, we got 209 completions. He got 311 attempts. He's completing 70% of his passes, 2,257 yards. He's averaging 282 yards per game, 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's been sacked 10 times. He got a QB rating of 75 and an overall rating of 96. You know, his number one target is Travis Kelce. Okay. Travis Kelce has 583 yards. He's averaging 83 yards per game. He got 30 first downs. That's almost, and then he has almost half of his yards in yak. Isaiah Pacheco, 108 attempts, 459 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carries. He got 3 rushing touchdowns, 57 yards per game. He's averaging, Isaiah Pacheco, that is. 26 first downs. It's crazy, right? That's crazy. And hold up. I ain't done. Stay with me. Drew Tranquil, he's a leading tackler for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a linebacker for them. He has 48 total tackles, and that's only 8 more than his cornerback and safety, right? So what am I getting at when I say that it's only 8 more? That his cornerback and safety almost has as many tackles as a linebacker. That's not good, Chiefs. That's not good. And I believe the Broncos knew how to play them. They knew that was a weak spot. And you cannot cover Tyreek Hill. You can't do it. You can't cover that man. You just cannot cover Tyreek Hill. He is uncoverable. He is going to get his. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you're talking about a good basketball player that's going to go on a court, they're going to score. You can't stop them from getting their points. You cannot stop Tyreek Hill from getting his catches. You just can't do it. Like, I haven't seen it yet. None of us have, right? I'll get into picking the teams later. Y'all just remember these stats that I'm breaking down to y'all, all right? So we're going to move on to the next drawing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving. Let me check the comments. Keep it moving real quick. Wow. Crazy work, okay? So we got the Vikings at the Falcons. Man, this game right here is, well, you got the quarterback out right now, right? So what are they going to do, right? You know what I mean? You never know what they're going to do because Kirk Cousins is out. He's out right now. He's sitting down. So that the Falcons, that they should be in there, right? You know what I mean? Because when you look at it, like sitting as right now, Kirk Cousins, he's second in the NFL with 2,331 passing yards. He was already completing 70% of his passes. You know what I mean? 290. He was averaging 290 yards per game, like 18 touchdowns. Like, come on, man. Like, that, you losing that, that's a hurt piece. You know what I'm saying? That's hurt. So, but they do have Alexander Madison. He's a Vikings leading rusher. He sits at 20th in the NFL. You know what I mean? That's not too bad, right? He averaging what? 50 yards a game. 48 to be exact. And the leading receiver is Justin Jefferson, of course. He took a huge fall in the rankings, you know what I'm saying? Because Why? I don't know what's going on out there in Minnesota, but he took a huge drop. But TJ Hawkinson and Addison, and I think that's for good reason though why he took that fall. Because TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison moved up in the rankings, tremendously. Now you got Hawkinson, he's catching 53. He has 68 targets, 478 yards, 3 touchdowns. He got 1 fumble loss. And Jordan Addison, he's sitting the second in the NFL, only behind Tyreek Hill in touchdowns. He got 36 receptions, 56 targets, 482 yards, no fumbles, and he got 21 first downs. That's what matters here on the Truckin Chubbzy show, right? You know what I mean? Now, Vikings defense, they're letting up 323 yards per game. All right, y'all with me? Now, when you're looking at the Falcons, their quarterback, we all know Desmond Ridder, right? He's completing 65% of his passes. He has 1,700 yards on the season. He's averaging 213 yards per game, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He sits 15th currently in the NFL amongst quarterback. You know what I mean? So that's good. That's good right there. London is his leading target right now with 37 receptions. He had like 57 targets, 438 yards. He had 1 touchdown, a couple touchdowns. Robinson, I can't pronounce his first name. Bijan Robinson, that's his name. Bijan Robinson. I'm sorry. I got it. Okay. So he's 9th in the NFL amongst the running backs right now. And as a rookie, that's very good, right? We could say that's very good for a rookie. He might get rookie of the year. Some people are saying that, right? Got 92 attempts, 466 yards. Okay. And that's super good, man. That's like, you can't do that. And their defense is letting up 296 yards per game, and they're like right there with the Lions. And when you're looking at the Falcons, you would think that their defense hasn't been playing that good, but actually they have, and statistically, and when you're looking at the film, you might not really see it from the eye test, but statistically, yes, they're up there with the Lions defense. So watch out for them Falcons. They low-key good right now. All right. Next slide. We got the Bears at the Saints. What is going on out there? What's up with everybody? Make sure y'all liking and y'all sharing the stream. Y'all with me today. So Derek Carr for the Saints, he's at number 11 amongst the quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Y'all sitting, he's completing 65% of his passes, has 182 completions, 282 attempts, 8 touchdowns. He only had 4 interceptions. He's been sacked 19 times. He has a QB rating of 51 and an overall rating of 87. That, that's not bad. 65% of your passes is not bad. That's not bad when you're looking at that, right? So Justin Fields for the Chicago Bears. I know that's my man's right there, so I got to give him a truck horn, right? He got 100 completions, 162 attempts. He's completing 62% of his passes. He has 1,200 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He got a QB rating of 37, though. I'm like, what? And he got an overall rating of 92. With Derek Carr, he has 1,900 yards passing on the season. So when you comparing the two, okay, so Derek Carr, he's outballing him, but as he should, though. He's been around just a little bit longer, right? Just a little bit, you know what I mean? So as he should be. But this is where it gets tricky at right here, and this is where this team separate, is with the running the ball. Running the ball separates these two teams because Alvin Kamara is the leading rusher out there. He got 86 attempts, 320 yards. Khalil Herbert for the Bears is their leading rusher, 51 attempts, 272 yards. You know what I mean? That's the difference right there. That is going to be the difference in this game right here. Now, I'm reading y'all the stats, and I'm going to give y'all my picks afterwards. But I broke down these stats for y'all today, so y'all be thankful, because I definitely broke these stats down for y'all today. I was out here working. I went twerking. So he ain't got no fumbles lost. Khalil Herbert has no rushing touchdowns, no lost fumbles. All right. The New Orleans Saints has a top 10 defense. They only letting up 296 yards per game, and they only allowed 15 touchdowns on the season. Shout out to them, right? That's good. The Chicago Bears defense is letting up 341 yards per game, and they let up 25 touchdowns. But although they do arguably had the two best linebackers in the league. When you're looking at TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds, that linebacker duo is good. Remember, they was my dark horses, and a couple weeks back, they're still up there. Especially this TJ Edwards is shaking the NFL up this year. He got to be like the best linebacker. Well, the best one to me is TJ Watt, period. But behind TJ Watt, TJ Edwards, man, he putting the stamp out there this year. So I got to give him another bomb for that. The linebacker, Demario Davis, he leads the New Orleans Saints right now in tackles. He has 55 tackles on the season, right? He got 2 sacks. That's all he got. No forced fumbles, no fumble recoveries, none of that extra jazz with him. Tremaine Edwards for the Chicago Bears, y'all. He got 63 tackles, no sacks. He got 3 tackles for a loss, 1 fumble recovery, and a pick. Balling. TJ Edwards for the Chicago Bears got 85 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. So that's what I'm saying. They balling. They're balling out there in Chicago right now. It's just their record's not showing it. It's just one of those things, man, you go through. And it got to be frustrating for the head coach. You know what I mean? Got to be. It has to be. So the LA Rams, man, we moving on to the Rams at the Packers. Shout out to my cousin Chris Brown out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he watch or not, but that's his squad, the Rams. I don't know no cheeseheads. All I do, my own Boop. Man, Boop is a cheesehead. But, shout out to them for that. Whatever. All right. Matthew Stafford for the Los Angeles Rams. 166 completions. 278 attempts. He's completing 60% of his passes. He got 2,070 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's been sacked 19 times. 19 times. All right. And I'm putting that up there too because that matters to us, right? You know what I mean? How many times a quarterback is getting sacked? That definitely matters to us out here. Is they getting sacked? Are they staying up? You know what I mean? That's what matters to the fans. But that also gives y'all a little bit of glimpse of how the offensive line is doing. How many times a quarterback is sacked? Y'all get a kind of a feel for it when you're going in and you're picking your teams or whatever, okay? All right? So Matthew Stafford got a QB rating of 56, overall rating of 82. All right? That's Matthew Stafford. Jordan Love for the Green Bay Packers, he's completed 135 of his passes and 234 attempts. He has a completion percentage of 58%. He had 1,492 yards on the season. He's averaging 213 yards per game, while Matthew Stafford is averaging 259 yards per game. All right. Now, Jordan, he has 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He had a QB rating of 43 and an overall rating of 78. Not looking too good up there in Green Bay. I mean, the yards, it's his first year really out there, right? You know what I mean? But he has been playing behind Aaron Rodgers. So, K'Ron Williams, the Los Angeles Rams running back, you could easily argue that he's one of the top 5 running backs in the league if you wanted to, but he's in the top 15. He's not bad. Got 97 attempts, 456 yards right now. He averaged 5 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 76 yards per game. 1 fumble. Come on, man. Come on, man. Wow. But he ain't losing, so that's cool. 26 first downs. AJ Dillon running the ball. I don't know. I ain't been hearing his name too hot, lately. But he has 85 attempts, 266 yards. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. He got 1 touchdown on 1 rushing touchdown. Let me make that clear. 1 rushing touchdown is what he has. All right. 38 yards per game. He got no fumbles lost. He got 13 first downs. All right. We're going to go on to the wide receivers. Move on to the receivers real quick. Los Angeles Rams, Puka Nuka. I believe that's how his name is pronounced anyway. If it ain't, hey, forgive me. 61 receptions. He's been targeted 89 times. He got 795 yards. All right. So the Los Angeles Rams, they do have a top 20 defense. They letting up 333 yards, just about some, you could say 30, 331, 33, there's a lot out there. So I average out. That's what I do here. All right. That's what we do here on the fans' point of view with Truckin Chubbzy. We average things out. You know what I mean? Round it off. 18 touchdowns they letting up. The Green Bay Packers are not far behind them. They're letting up 339 yards per game and 16 touchdowns. All right. But the Rams defense has more takeaways. The Rams defense is likely around to get around that ball, take something away, make you commit a mistake, or 3 and outs, they're likely, okay, with them. So that's something to keep in mind before we get to the not my NFL picks. All right. Okay, let's keep it moving here. The Commanders at the Patriots. Man, so to me, that whole trade right there of them letting go, I think it was too early in the season to just go ahead and be done with your season. But I see that they're trying to make moves, and I guess they want to beef up that O-line because, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. I'm gonna read the stats to y'all just in a second. You know what I mean? Pulling up my notes on my laptop. But letting go Chase Young and him going to the 49ers, to me, I think that just made the 49ers a for sure Super Bowl defense. Oh, I didn't even ask you nothing, Siri. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, I think it just made him a for sure Super Bowl defense with him there. Like Chase Young, Bosa on the other side, crazy to me. That's wild to me. Like, that's cheating for real. Like, that's cheating, man. But look, I'm gonna get into reading some of these stats for y'all, man. All right. So whether you believe it or not, like I just said, Sam is ranked in the top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL, y'all. He has 206 completions, 308 attempts, so he's completing it. Completing percentage is 67. That's good. 2,146 yards passing. He's averaging 269 yards per game, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. But he is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, though. That is the problem, and I think that's where they need to beef up at, because he's been sacked 41 times. That's crazy. He has a QB rating of 46 and the overall rating of 90. Hit real quick before I keep going. His QB rating, I don't like that because of the simple fact, and I'm not, I'm not a Commanders fan. I'm just fair with this on here. I don't believe that 46 QBR should be stamped on Sam Howell's name because he's not being protected. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, I just told you how many he got 13 touchdowns and 8 picks. I get that. You know what I'm saying? It's his first year starting too, really, a full season. It's not too bad. And seeing how many passing yards he got in attempts and everything, like, that's crazy to me that they dropped him down to a 46 and he got all those passing yards. Like, and he's like top 6. You can argue that he's in the top 5. If you want to go statistically in certain categories, you could definitely argue with somebody that he's in your top 5. You could do that, Shout out to y'all. All right. Let me keep it moving, though. Let's keep it rolling in here. So when you're looking at Matt Jones has 173 completions. He had 268 attempts. He's completing 67% of his passes. He got 1,641 yards on the whole season. He's averaging 205 yards per game, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He got a QB rating of 43 and an overall rating of 83. All right. We looking at Brian Robertson Jr., the leading rusher for the Washington Commanders. 95 attempts, 384 yards. He's averaging 48 yards a game, 4 yards per carry. Got 4 touchdowns. He ain't got no fumbles lost, none of that extra jazz. 26 first downs. The man, he know how to get to the sticks in his zone. All right, he makes it happen. Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots got 97 attempts, 307 yards. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. He got 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 38 yards per game. No fumbles lost. 16 first downs. All right. Terry McLaurin, the McLaren. You know what I mean? Washington Commanders. He got 42 receptions. He targeted 63 times, 495 yards. That's because they're on him. They're not going to let him get away and do nothing. All right. 62 yards per game he's averaging. He got 120 of his yards is in yak, taking off on people. Taking off on them, yeah. 23 first downs. Kendrick Bourne is the New England Patriots leading receiver. 37 receptions, 406 yards total on the season. He's averaging 51 yards per game. Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commanders has 2 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne has 4 touchdowns. All right, 203 of Kendrick Bourne's yards is yards after the catch, and he got 15 first downs. Did I make that clear for y'all? Okay, Kendrick Bourne at 4 touchdowns. 203 of his yards is yak. The Patriots is arguably a top 10 defense, depending on what list you want to put them on and what statistic you really want to look at. All right, they're letting up 321 yards per game, and they let up 22 touchdowns total on the season. All right, the Commanders are amongst the worst defenses in the league, y'all. You know what I mean? And that's really not saying nothing, because the way that our defense play, Pittsburgh Steelers, we into some of the worst, and but we balling out. All right, so that's nothing to really be worried about, but it should be saying that you just let go of 2 of your damn best defensive linemen. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow and see if that really hurt them or if it didn't. All right, we'll see who the winner was with that trade tomorrow, right? Y'all agree? I agree too. All right, 374 yards per game they're letting up, 25 touchdowns. So y'all getting the gist of it, right? Y'all getting it. Seattle Seahawks and Baltimore Ravens. That's what I got pulled up on here next, and that's what I'm about to get up into next. Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens, 160 completions, 227 attempts, completing 71% of his passes. He got 1,767 yards. He averaging 221 yards per game, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been sacked 20 times. Got a QB rating of 60 and an overall rating of 101. That QB rating drops from getting sacks. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I probably could say that a couple times a night, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Geno Smith for the Seattle Seahawks got 152 completions, 225 attempts. That means he's completing 68% of his passes, 1,645 yards. He's averaging 235 yards a game, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He got a QB rating of 61 and an overall ranking of 91. All right. Kenneth Walker is the 3rd, but you can argue that he's a top 5 running back. He's ranked number 3, but you can just, you can say he's top 5. You can say he's the best if that's what you want. You know what I mean? I wouldn't probably say he's the best rushing, but because statistically he's not. Christian McCaffrey still ain't been touched, and that's crazy. But he got 100. Kenneth Walker the 3rd, 117 attempts, 516 yards. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. He got 6 tutties. He's averaging 74 yards a game. He got no fumbles, 26 first downs. Let's go. He's balling. Gus Edwards is the leading rusher for the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, we all know that. 105 attempts, 426 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns, 53 yards per game, no fumbles, and he got 26 first downs too. All right. Zay Flowers for the Baltimore Ravens, 44 catches. He had 61 targets, 461 yards. He got 1 touchdown. He averaged 58 points per game. He got 197 yards after the catch. Man, he be flying, man. And he's a rookie too. And that's like, man, that's good for him to come in and step up in the division too. Like, and they're dangerous. Like, they're really, really dangerous. Like, football is really exciting this year. And seeing how the Baltimore Ravens is balling too, like, and they're in our division, but we beat them. So, but they giving the business to everybody else. So that just made me think, like, why ain't we just dominating everybody? We beat the Ravens. That Ravens destroyed Detroit. Like, I don't know, but Look, I ain't gonna get it. I'll save that for another topic for another day, y'all. I'm gonna get through these stats. All right, I'm gonna get through these stats. All right, bet. So when you're looking at the defenses for the two teams right here, depending on how you want to look at the Ravens defense, they letting up 276 yards per game. So them and the Browns are like right there. They got letting up 10 touchdowns total. The Seahawks got a top 20 defense. They got letting up 331 yards per game and 15 touchdowns. All right. So each his own with that, however you want to rock. But I'm gonna pick my teams in a minute. I know y'all got some of y'all picks in y'all head right now. Like, okay, I appreciate the stats. Okay, give y'all a little outlook on it. Buccaneers at the Houston Texans. That is gonna be crazy. Real quick before I get started with this one, y'all, like I really appreciate what CJ Stroud came in and did as a young African-American quarterback. The stigma has been changed, and the Ohio State quarterback, I know that stigma has been changed because he came into the NFL prepared. He didn't take it for granted. He came in, did his homework, studied the playbook, and he came in, studied his team well, and he brought the Texans respect. Like, people are just not going to play the Texans no more and saying we're going to go smash them. Like, they're actually respecting the Texans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could agree with that, right? They got, that's what he gave back to that organization. I think that if he keeps playing the way he's playing right now, he will be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and the Texans will be something to reckon with. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe in the next 2 years or something, maybe it may happen next year if he keeps up the same pace, but that first year, a lot of defenses haven't seen their play style and they didn't adjust to it. Now, next season, we'll see exactly where he at because they'll be adjusted to him, and everything that he does. And let's see if he start using them wheels a little bit more because he could fly. All right. So CJ Stroud, he has 143 completions, 237 attempts. He's completing like 60% of his passes. He got 1,800 yards on the whole season, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been sacked 15 times. Like, give it up for that young man as a rookie, all right? QB rating of 58. He got an overall ranking of 94. Baker Mayfield, the bounce back kid. He's in the top 20 right now. That's crazy. 158 completions, 246 attempts, completion percentage of 64, 1,600 yards on the season. He's averaging 228 yards per game, while CJ Stroud is averaging 240. They both averaging 246. CJ Stroud's at 257, so they're really close with that. Baker Mayfield got 10 touchdowns for one. He got 1 pick. He got a QB rating of, 1 pick. QB rating of 57. He got an overall ranking of 89. Dameon Pierce, the running back for the Texans, he's not that bad. He's all right. They doing all right out there, right? You agree? 109 attempts, 327 yards, 3 yards per carry. Touchdown. He's averaging 47 yards per game. He ain't got no fumbles lost. He only got 12 first downs though. When you're looking at White, the leading rusher for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he got 92 attempts, 305 yards, 3 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. He's averaging 44 yards per game. He got no fumbles lost, 12 first downs. And the Houston Texans, Nico Collins is their leading receiver. Okay, 33 receptions, targeted 48 times. Damn good. 577 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 83 yards per game, 256 yards after the catch, 25 first downs. Give it up for the veteran Mike Evans because he's leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with receptions. We got to give credit where credit's due. 33 receptions, 507 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 73 yards per game. 134 of his yards is at yards after the catch and 19 first downs. Let's do it. Crazy. Ryan Nell is the safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In case y'all didn't know, he's a safety here, all right? So he leads the whole team in tackling with 56 tackles, all right? Henry Two, I can't pronounce that dude's last name for nothing. A linebacker for the Houston Texans, but I'm going to try it anyway. Henry 202. He leads the Texans in tackling with 48 tackles. Not too good. That's not good. That's not that good for a linebacker to only have that many. You know what I mean? I guess they're all, maybe they're not getting there to him, but they are. But I'm going to get there. All right. So the Buccaneers defense, they're letting up 354 yards per game, and they let up 12 touchdowns. The Texans defense let up 335 yards a game and 13 touchdowns. So they're evenly matched. This should be a good game. You know what I mean? It should be, which should be, but you never know with it. You just don't know. Keep it moving on that. Cardinals at the Browns. Cardinals at the Browns. Well, what we going to see up out of the Cardinals? That's the thing. What are we going to see? What are we going to see with the Cardinals tomorrow? Or who's playing quarterback? I like Tune. I like Clayton Tune, but they like something else, So who are we going to see tomorrow? It's still out there? Is there a definitive answer? They're like somebody's on an injured list. That's how they're kind of treating this deal. But anyway, so we'll find out tomorrow. But the Browns quarterback, they got a drama going on there because when you're looking at their quarterbacks, PJ Walker got a lot of picks. He throwing mad picks, but Deshaun Watson, he's right there. So let me give y'all these stats real quick, and then y'all understand what I'm saying right now. So when you look at the Browns quarterback, Deshaun Watson and PJ Walker, right? They close. Deshaun has played one more game than PJ. Deshaun has 66 completions, 107 attempts. He got a QB rating of 62%, 683 yards. He's averaging 171 yards per game, got 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. All right, got a QB. His quarterback rating is 42, and the overall ranking is 81. PJ Walker has 48 completions, 97 attempts, 618 yards. He's averaging 206 yards per game. He got 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. So his QB rating is only 22, and his overall rating is 52. All right, that's wild right there. You know what I'm saying? So now you get what I'm saying. So when you see that, you like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? Like, who are they gonna play? It's up. Like, if you're a Browns fan, who do you want to see play? All right. So Jerome, the running back for the Cleveland Browns, he's leading in rushers. He's the leading rusher for the team. 87 attempts, 381 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, 73 yards per game. He's averaging. He ain't got no fumbles, 16 first downs. Amari Cooper is the leading receiver, 30 receptions. He got 58 targets, 78 yards, 478 yards total is what he has. He only got 1 touchdown this season, but he's averaging 68 yards per game, 76 yards after the catch, and 21 first downs. So that's like, we'll give it a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Because he balling, he an old head. Marquise Hollywood Brown is the leading receiver for the Cardinals. All right, crazy work. That man, I like Hollywood Brown, man. I do, man. I like him. All right, 38 receptions. He got targeted 69 times, 416 yards. Got 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 52 yards per game, 120 yards after the catch, 26 first downs. Michael Wilson for the Cardinals is behind him. He's right there with 25 receptions, 33 targets, 401 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 50 yards per game, 92 yards after the catch. He got 19 first downs. All right, so the big separation in this Browns game, Cardinals game, is defense. We all know the Browns got the number 1 defense this year. Credit when credit's due. All right, and that is the big thing. But they're only letting up 260 yards per game, 17 touchdowns. You can argue between Baltimore and Cleveland. And that's the way it's set up. So when you look at, I don't know, for instance, if you look at ESPN stats, it's going to be different than 24/7 than PFF, or, you know what I mean? You get the gist of what I'm saying now, right? They flip-flop with it, you know? I guess it's whoever's preference it is, you know what I'm saying? But I think they got it. When I looked at everything that was going on, when we look at everything we like on the Truckin Chubbzy show, the fumbles, the fumble recoveries, how many balls batted down and all that, the Browns got it fair and square. When you break it down to those little things that matter here, they got it. Now, I just want to let y'all know that, all right? Okay. So the Cardinals defense is letting up 356 yards a game and 24 touchdowns. That's just something to think about, and y'all keep that there, all right? The Colts at the Panthers. What up, DJ? What up, DJ? What up, cuz? I know you feeling that. I know you like that. He's a Panthers fan. Shout out to him. Little cuz. And he be supporting me and watching me too. He be liking the videos and all that. So I rocks with that. I like that little cuz. So the Indianapolis Colts, so what is it? Gardner Minshew, 128 completions, 202 attempts. Got a completion percentage of 63%. 1,400 yards total on a season. He averaging 175 yards per game, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, got a QB rating of 65 and an overall rating of 85. Bryce Young for the Carolina Panthers, 137 completions, 213 attempts. He's completing 64% of his passes, 1,202 yards on the whole total season. He's averaging 200 yards per game, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Okay, he has a quarterback rating of 35 and an overall of 82. That's Bryce Young. Not bad for a rookie, right? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Almost some questions. He just ain't got it down, but that's good, y'all. 64% is not bad at all. That's not bad. That's like a 3-point shooter shooting 35%, or something like that, right? That's the equivalence, right? We could say that. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll take it. I ain't got no problem with that at all. All right. Zach Moss for the Colts he's a top 5 rusher. Y'all already know this. Zach Moss, he's going off right now. He sit at number 3 in the NFL. 125 attempts, 589 yards. He's averaging 5 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns on the season. He's averaging 84 yards per game, no fumbles. He ain't got none lost. And he got 30 first downs, 30 of them. Crazy. Chuba Hubbard for the Carolina Panthers is their leading rusher. He got 69 attempts for 270 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. He's averaging 39 yards per game, no fumbles lost, and he has 20 first downs. All right. Adam Thielen for the Carolina Panthers, 57 receptions. He's been targeted 70 times, 581 yards. Excuse me. 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 83 yards per game, no fumbles lost. He got 216 yards after the catch, 35 first downs. Michael Pittman Jr. for the Colts, 50 receptions. He's been targeted 78 times. He has 529 yards on the season. Come on now, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 66 yards per game. He only fumbled once, but he didn't lose the ball. So, it don't count as a fumble, but he did cough it up, all right? 261 yards after the catch, 20 first downs, and the Carolina Panthers has a top 15 defense, okay? So, but they're number 12 according to Fox Sports, all right? Okay? And I went with them on this specific thing, and I know, and I just want to say this real quick. I went with them because I looked at ESPN, I looked at Fox, I looked at this, I looked at that. I look at a bunch of things. Like, this is, like, I know it may look easy, but yo, this is work. This is work, dog. Straight up. This is work. All right. But yeah, you look at a bunch of things, but I wound up going with them on that ranking because I thought it was the closest. All right, just want to let y'all know that, and I give credit when credit's due. All right, so okay, so they only letting up 326 yards per game and 25 touchdowns. That is the Carolina Panthers. When you look at the Colts defense, okay, they're amongst some of the worst. They are sitting with the worst, 371 yards per game and 25 touchdowns. So that could be the difference. I mean, we going don't get caught up in the statistics all the time neither. Go with the ad test sometimes, but I'm definitely gonna read them to y'all because I received a little email on that. Somebody, somebody was like, "Yeah, man, read me more stats." I was like, "All right, look, I got you. I'll break it down to y'all, and then I'll give y'all my picks." So I'll help y'all with that, just in case y'all haven't, seen the statistics. I'm gonna give them to y'all through the week and help y'all do y'all picks. You know what I'm saying? Whenever y'all want to pick, I'll give y'all mine, but I'll give y'all the statistics. Just in case you didn't get to read them throughout the week, and then when you go to bed or pick, you know what I'm saying? You got, because I gave you the stats. Word. All right. Let me give me something to drink real quick. My throat getting a little raspy here. Yeah, they ain't sponsoring me, so I don't be trying to show that. Facts. Jimmy Garoppolo of the Raiders, y'all. 110 attempts completed. No, I'm sorry. 110 completed passes. 168 attempts. He's completing 66% of his passes. 1,205 yards total on a season. He's averaging 200 yards per game. He has 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, a QB rating of 35, and an overall rating of 78. Daniel Jones, you already know, he had 104 completed passes, 151 attempts. He's completing 69% of his passes for 884 yards. He's averaging 177 yards per game, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He has a QB rating of 39 and an overall rating of 72. Josh Jacobs, the running back for the Raiders. Give it up. 133 attempts, 408 yards. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. He has 1 touchdown. He's averaging 51 yards per game, no fumbles lost at all, and he has 20 first downs. Saquon Barkley is the leading rusher for the New York Giants. Okay, we all know that one. Just in case you didn't. 110 attempts, 412 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carry. Got 2 rushing touchdowns. He's averaging 82 yards per game, no fumbles lost, and 17 touchdowns. All right. Devontae Adams is no secret. He's the leading receiver for the Raiders. 47 receptions. He got targeted 78 times. He has 539 yards. He got 3 touchdowns. He's averaging about 67 yards per game, about somewhere around there. You could say 68, but like I said, I rounded off here. All right. He has 140 yards after the catch and 32 first downs. All right. Darren Waller, they say this is his revenge game, right? That's what he's saying, right? He's the leading receptionist for the Giants right now. 36 receptions. He's been targeted 51 times, 384 yards, 1 touchdown. He's averaging 48 yards per game. He got 142 yards after the catch, and he got 18 first downs, okay? All right. So the Giants and the Raiders, they got they're neck and neck for real with their defenses, and I mean this really. You can argue which one you put above the other. I don't think you'd be wrong because you could come with an argument on a cornerback or a linebacker or so forth and so on, etc. You know what I mean? Because they're really neck and neck. All right. So the Raiders, they're letting up 337 yards per game, 21 touchdowns, and the Giants is letting up 338 yards per game and 22 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. They're neck and neck, literally. You know what I mean? Oh, I still had them up. I won them and did the Giants. My fault, y'all. That's my fault. I ain't even put the Giants up on the screen. Ain't nobody let me know shit. Ain't nobody let me know that. So got the Eagle. Y'all let me get away with that, man. Y'all raw for that, man. Y'all raw for that, man. Y'all is raw for that. Y'all is rough for that. Nobody said nothing in the comments. They just let me rock with it. That's crazy, but it's cool though. It's cool. All right, so when we look at that, this game right here, it's going to be live, right? This game is going to be a good game, man. Good game. Jalen Hurts, y'all, 193 completions, 282 attempts. He has completed 68% of his passes. He has 2,140 yards total on the season. He's averaging 268 yards per game. He has 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a QB rating of 65, and an overall rating of 94. All right. Dak Prescott's 157 completions, 221 attempts, completing 71% of his passes, 1,637 yards total on the season. He's averaging 234 yards per game, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's been sacked 17 times. All right. And Jalen Hurts been sacked 19 times. Dak Prescott has a quarterback rating of 65 and an overall rating of 98. All right, DeAndre Swift is the hometown running back for the Eagles. Like, we playing for your hometown, you gonna run the ball crazy. All right, 117 attempts, 571 yards. He's averaging 5 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 71 yards a game. He ain't got no fumbles and 29 first downs. Dallas Cowboys leading rushers, no secret, right? Tony Pollard, 108 attempts, 423 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 60 yards per game. He got 1 fumble, coughed it up, and it counted. 23 first downs. A.J. Brown is second in the NFL in receiving yards, only behind who, ladies and gentlemen? We all know Tyreek Hill. All right. A.J. Brown got 60 receptions. He was targeted 83 times, 939 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 117 yards per game. No fumbles lost. He has 289 yards, and he got only 289 yards of that is in yak. And he has how many? 43 first downs? Dang. Crazy work. Excuse me, y'all. Let me get this camera real quick. My fault. I ain't mean to do that. All right. Anyway, that's crazy, right? So CeeDee Lamb for the Dallas Cowboys. He's the leading receptionist. He got 46 receptions, 56 targets, 633 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 90 yards a game, 1 fumble loss. He coughed it up and it counted. It's over for that. You know what I'm saying? 240 yards that CeeDee Lamb has is yak, and 29 first downs. Rolling with it. All right. The Cowboys defense is like wherever, depending on where you want to rank them at, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, like, you know, you could rank them in the top 15, top 20 ish, you know what I'm saying? They balling though. They balling. All right. So they're like three or four, and the Eagles is not that great. I think the Eagles are top 15, top 10. So they both in the top 10 defenses. The Cowboys was on some rankings were like 5, and then on some rankings they were like at 4. And then some people had them at 3. You know what I mean? Some people, I seen a couple that had them at 6. So, you know, my ranking for the Cowboys, though, honestly, I put them at like 4. Because I think San Fran is balling, but, you know, to each his own, man. To each his own, you know, whatever. I just wanted to share that real quick. I get sidetracked. I gotta stay on. I have to stay on script. Stay on, because I get sidetracked. I do, man. All right, but so when you're looking at that, they're letting up. This is the Dallas Cowboys defense, 187 yards per game. That's not bad. That's not bad, y'all, at all. 14 touchdowns. The Eagles top 10 defense, like I said, they letting up 313 yards per game, right? And they 21 touchdowns. That's not bad, y'all. That's not 287 yards a game they letting up. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like, you don't like, man, that's wild. Next game, Bills at the Bengals. I know y'all been waiting for this. I know Unc been waiting like, yo, when you gonna talk about them Bills? I know a lot of people been waiting for them Bills, man. That's crazy because I got a few uncles. I got a couple uncles that like the Bills. They love the Bills, Buffalo Bills. Let me get y'all a truck horn. Ain't that all right? So we already know that Josh Allen is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, right? Yeah, I don't care whoever's list you want to put him on, you can argue that he's up there, right? And I'm about to tell you right now why. With the statistics, he has 205 completions, 286 attempts. He's completing 72% of his passes, 2,165 yards total. He's averaging 270 yards per game. He got like 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He got sacked 12 times. He has a QB rating of 77 and an overall rating of 101. Like, what? Bro, Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals, 175 completions, 264 attempts, completing 66% of his passes, 1,513 yards total. He's averaging 216 yards per game, 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, got sacked 17 times. Why am I telling y'all in these last couple of games why they got sacked? Because these are the good ones. This is gonna help. This gonna help pick, right? Knowing how many times they got down our O-line, right? Cool. All right. Got a QB rating of 50 and an overall rating of 88, right? Now, James Cook for the Buffalo Bills balling for y'all. He looking good, man. He looking good. He really is. Real quick, Uncle Adams told me, he said, yo, he remind me of Warwick Dunn. If he remind y'all of Warwick Dunn, man, drop a 1 in the chat, man. Warwick Dunn. That's what he said. Warwick Dunn. 102 attempts, 486 yards. He's averaging 5 yards per carry. 4 yards per carry, averaging 61 yards per game. He got no fumbles lost and 26 first downs. The man balling. Joe Mixon for the Bengals, 112 attempts, 453 yards, averaging 4 yards per carry. He got 2 rushing touchdowns. He's averaged about 65 yards per game right now. No fumbles lost. He has 26 first down. Stephon Diggs and Jamar Chase, they are the 2 leading receivers on the team, both teams, and they're not far apart. Stephon Diggs has 64 receptions. He's been targeted 90 times, 748 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 94 yards per game, and it has he got a tutty, 1 fumble loss. One fumble loss, but it didn't count right. 209 yards after the catch for Stephon Diggs and 37 first downs. Jamar Chase for the Bengals, 60 receptions, targeted 85 times, 656 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 94 yards per game, had 1 fumble, but he ain't lose it. Same difference. It's crazy. He has 320 yards after the catch, 40 first downs. The Buffalo Bills right now, y'all got a top 15 defense. Top 15. All right. They only letting up 326 yards per game, 14 touchdowns total. The Bengals are one of the worst defense in the NFL. Like, you could put them in the top 10 worst right now. You really could. Letting up 371 yards per game and 15 touchdowns total. I'm going to just be all the way real. I don't think that they should be getting at y'all this year, but I'm going to get my pick soon. But I don't think they should be getting at y'all this year. It's night and day right now with the teams, but they are trying to get back in a winning position. So, you know what I mean? They're going to play y'all hard. They are. Now, it's the Monday night, the last game of the day I'm going to talk about. And if y'all like these stats, man, y'all let me know, man, if y'all like me bringing y'all the stats or y'all cool without them, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make sure that my viewers, the people who rock with me, y'all getting the stats from me too. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm breaking them down in my way. All right. I'm just bringing them a little bit more in depth on you for y'all. You know what I mean? Get y'all a little bit of visual what's going on. Okay. Justin Herbert, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. We already know this. 173 yards pass, attempts, completions. 173 completions, 252 attempts, completing 69% of his passes, 1,890 yards. He's averaging 270 yards per game, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's been sacked 15 times, has a QB rating of 69 and an overall rating of 101. All right. Zach Wilson, the quarterback for the Jets, 127 completions, 218 attempts, completing 58% of his passes, 1,337 yards total on a season. He's averaging 191 yards per game, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He got sacked 23 times. Damn. Got a quarterback rating of 37 and an overall rating of 74. Breece Hall, 78 attempts. Breece Hall's the running back. We are for the Jets. We good. Y'all with me? 78 attempts, 443 yards. He's averaging 6 yards per carry. He has 2 rushing touchdowns. He's averaging 63 yards per game. Has 2 fumbles, none lost, 15 first downs. All right. He ain't coughing up. He ain't, all right. We good. Joshua Kelly is a leading rusher for the Chargers right now, y'all. 71 attempts, 305 yards. He's averaging 4 yards per carry. Got 2 touchdowns, averaging 44 yards per game. No fumbles lost, 17 first downs. Old head Keenan Allen. Give it up for him. He's a veteran receiver, man. You gotta show love to the veterans, man. Like, as long as he's been around and he's still in the top, like, that's amazing, man. Staying in shape and all that, you know what I'm saying? So he got 54 receptions, been targeted 74 times, 643 yards, got 4 tutties. He's averaging 92 yards per game. He only fumbled once, didn't lose it. He got 218 yards after the catch, 28 first downs. All right. Garrett Wilson for the Jets, 39 receptions, targeted 68 times, 469 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 67 yards per game. He has no fumbles, didn't lose any fumbles. He had 142 yards after the catch and 20 first downs. All right. And you looking at the 2 defenses. And you want to take a look and you thinking about the 2 defenses right there. They're really close, right? Really, really close. I know the stats on that. They grab those up. I would go and I would say the Jets, right? I would say the Jets because of the front 4 and D. That's who I would rock with. And the Chargers are right there. Justin Herbert, they got better quarterback play. But Zach Wilson ain't nothing. He ain't nothing to sleep on. He has been putting in that work and he ain't been looking too bad. You know, they did get one over on the Eagles. I mean, it's crazy. I know it's cliche to say any given Sunday, but that's literally what it seems like nowadays, right? Because you get Zach Wilson playing good enough to beat the Eagles, but then they play somebody else and they get washed up. But I think the Chargers got it overall, but I think the New York Jets defense is better. I test, not statistically. It is time for Truckin Chubbzy, not NFL picks of the week. It is not my picks of the week. I make sure I put that in there. Because if you lose, I don't want to be mad. All right, so I just read y'all all the stats, right? I read y'all all the stats. Shout out to me, right? Got y'all all the stats, and I brought them to y'all my way, right? Telling y'all, really putting our work, man. Typing it up, boom, 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 sitting there, really putting in our work. You know what I'm saying? Came with the script, you know? came with it, the notes and all of that. You lucky my printer wasn't working, because I would have seen me here right now with some papers, popping papers, like reading them off, like, you know what I mean, like really doing this. I'm really doing this. And real quick before I get into this, I want to thank all of y'all from the bottom of my heart for rocking with me all the time. Y'all rock with me and all the support that y'all give me, because this is one of the hardest platforms a content creator can actually do, is an in-person podcast. To not have somebody here working the cameras, somebody here doing their editing, somebody here doing their own notes, somebody doing their own script. I do all that myself, y'all. And I'm a husband, I'm a father, pay bills, and I got a job, y'all. Thank y'all, man. God has blessed me, man. Good, man. Doing it by myself, y'all. So, you know, I'm learning up on the way, but I thank y'all for supporting me. I really do. I really do, y'all, for real. I mean that. So the Dolphins and the Chiefs, right? I read off the stats for the game. Really not. All these games are going to be good games. They pros, right? When you're looking at both teams, you know that. But I'm going to have to go with the Dolphins in this game. And I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but the Chiefs just came off a loss. I think that they showed, the Broncos showed everybody how to get the Chiefs. And I think the Dolphins is going to recreate that. And I think they're going to get them one, all right? So I'm going with the Dolphins there, okay? Vikings at the Falcons. Kirk Cousins being out is a big deal. However, the Vikings still do got TJ Hawkinson and they got Jordan Addison. You know what I mean? They do. They got those two. They've been spreading the ball around. Desmond Ridder, I got all the faith in him. Bijan Robinson been running like a madman. I hope y'all get Kyle Pitts going down there soon, bro. But I'm gonna roll with the Falcons, man, and that's for my brother, man. None other. Dom. Shout out to my brother Dom. Love you, man. All right. The Bears at the Saints. Okay, my boy Justin Fields, man, like that's my man's, and they do got two good linebackers, TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. They're good linebackers, and it all depends on how that defense for the Bears show up. Derek Carr, he been struggling a little bit, but they both have been. I'm gonna go out on a limb, y'all, and I'm gonna take the Bears to upset the Saints at the house, man. I think they'll cover the spread at least. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take them. All right, that's me. These are not my picks of the week. Nah, look. All right, so the Rams at the Packers. Jordan Love, I just showed y'all the stats, but by the eye test, that team really don't look like that. They play a little bit more resilient and a little bit more tough than what the stats show, right? So there's a difference between stats, and there's also the eye test looking at the teams and what gets done on it, how they win. It may not be pretty, it might not be statistically sound or sexy or however you want to put it, but they ball out, right? So I'm gonna go with the Rams though, because Matthew Stafford, he's used to playing the Packers. They go on the Lambeau and he gonna light them on fire and show them what the Rams do out there, all right? And I think Aaron Donald gonna have something to do with that defensive line too, period. Shout out Chris Brown, cuz love you, fool. Love you too, DB Cooper, Alan, Jerry, all y'all, man. Y'all be supporting me, I know. Now I would say your real name, but you know that's your Facebook name, so I'm gonna put that out there until you tell me I could do otherwise. Commanders at the Patriots. The Commanders just let go two of their top two defensive linemen. The Patriots is at home. It's not sound because Sam Howell balls out. He does, but he's been the most sacked quarterback, and I think the Patriots are going to continue to do that. And I'm rolling with the Patriots. All right. Seattle Seahawks and the Ravens. When you look at both quarterbacks, like I just showed y'all statistically, and on when you're looking at them play, they play alike. But Lamar will scoot for a little bit more. He hasn't needed to run as much. I really like the tight end. He gets busy. He is so underrated. I swear he is. He's so underrated. I don't think enough people talk about him, but I mean, the Ravens just got a hot hand right now. I really want the Seahawks to beat them for real, deep down, to give us some help, but They just too good. You know what I mean? I gotta call it the way I see it, man. I'm up here doing, you know what I mean? And I'll be the Ravens, you know. The Buccaneers at the Texans, man. Okay, the Buccaneers are at the Texans. Baker Mayfield, like I said, Baker Mayfield, he just been playing with this I don't want to lose type attitude. You know what I mean? Like he just been playing with this grit. Like I don't want to lose. I got something to prove. He playing with a chip on his shoulder. He been sitting the ground a little bit. CJ Stroud still learning the game right now, but that team they just battling and they want to win. They want to do something decent. I think the Texans are a couple of key pieces away. When I'm looking at that team, you're like, where could they really use somebody at? You know what I mean? Because they're really balling. Maybe they just need more time together to have chemistry, because I don't think that they're playing that bad all around. But I gotta go with the veteran Buccaneers. I think they'll at least cover. You know what I mean? I think so, man. You know, Texans might be, I don't know if they underdogs at home or not, but I think the Buccaneers will cover. Hard though. But the Cardinals at the Browns. They putting a new quarterback back throwing that system. This is the wrong defense to do that with. I don't want to say it's too easy, but it kind of is to go with the Browns here, because dang, you can't play the Browns trying to put a new quarterback in. And if he goes in there and he beats the Browns at the dog pound, like, man, y'all, I'm gonna come in here next week, y'all, and I'm gonna say, yeah, he did that, because you putting a quarterback in there that hasn't really been with that system in a real game, not no preseason game, against the Cleveland Browns defense. Nah, I don't think that's gonna work out too good. The Colts at the Panthers. Bryce Young and the Panthers got into a real battle last week. He beat CJ Stroud by a point. Great game that game was. Defensive game, which the Panthers defense showed a whole lot that game. And when you looking at, I see both defenses come down to it, but man, I'm a rock with the Panthers, and I'm doing that for you, DJ, man. Doing that for you, cuz. All right, going with your Panthers. The Giants at the Raiders. This game is just, it's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? They fired their head coach. The Giants still have been playing. Is that going to work for them, firing their head coach? Do you think that's going to work for them? Is it really going to work? Is it not? I'm going to go with the Raiders, though, man. And since they at home, no, I'm not. I'm going with the Giants. I switch it. I'm going with the Giants, man. And I ain't been wanting to rock with them, but the Giants, man, I don't know, man. They just, it's Darren Waller's revenge game. He got to step up. He's going to, I think so. Daniel Jones and them, the Raiders don't know what they want to do. Devontae Adams really don't want to play there. He just told them, you got it. It's either me or him. And they like, well, we getting rid of the coach. We ain't getting rid of the best receiver in the NFL. Like, he just ain't got the numbers, because he'll definitely be up there right now with A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? If he had his quarterback. Y'all agree? You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, he's that good. We know this. Cowboys at the Eagles. I gotta go with the Eagles. I can't say nothing else but the Eagles. I don't really want to get into the statistics, but I gotta go with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to rock against my babies. That's my wife's squad. That's who we rock with. You know what I'm saying? We a PA household all day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no divided, all this and that. No, they're in the NFC. We're in the AFC. But it's PA all day in the crib. All right? You feel me? And I'm rocking with them. The Bills and the Bengals. I don't like Cincinnati. I don't care for them. I really don't. They're in my division. Like, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and act like I like the teams, but I do got to be real with with the games and everything. They do have similar receivers. The crazy thing is, real quick, I just want to say this. They both got similar stats, right? I just read the stats to y'all, the two receivers. Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs. The crazy thing is, Jamar Chase is 3 seconds, is like a third of a second faster than Jamar Chase. No, Jamar Chase is faster than Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is like a 4.6. Jamar Chase is like 4.3, 4.4. You know what I mean? Stephon Diggs just plays faster, don't he? Because his route run is crazy. I'm telling you, like the way he breaks people down with routes, he is another uncoverable receiver in the league. Like he knows the zones, and his route run is crazy. He'll break your ankles real quick. But going with the Bills. I think the Bills got this, man. I hope it's a good Sunday night game, but the Bills got it, man. They got some revenge too. He knocked out my boy Hamlin from Pittsburgh, and I think the Bills, this game is a rivalry game now because of that. For real, I would think so. The Jets, the Chargers at the Jets. Like I said, I do think that the Jets got the better defense from the eye test, but like for me right now, I gotta go with the better quarterback. They've been doing pretty decent. The Chargers, I just hope that Justin Herbert don't end up like Phillip Rivers. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Like, I really hope that he don't end up in that same situation Phillip Rivers did. Just a great quarterback for the Chargers for years and years and years. And he always was that team that, will they make the playoffs, get kicked out the playoffs, a good team, great quarterback, but never do nothing with him. Like, I hope he don't end up like that. Like, I'd be thinking about getting up out of there if I was him, to be honest. So, that is the end of the slide today, y'all. Look, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me today, man. I really do. I appreciate it. I do, man. Like, the words can't explain how much I feel right now for y'all rocking with me. I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed night. Everybody, finish off the Saturday games. Enjoy these Saturday night college games, the basketball games, whatever sport you out there watching. Let me know if y'all want me to throw some more hockey and baseball or something up in the show. I got you for that. Enjoy the morning football. Have your coffee, your dinner, whatever, your breakfast. Watch some football. Until next week, man, or next video. Blessings to y'all. Peace out, man. I'm up out of here. I'm about to go grub. Love, man.